common complication caused by prolonged high blood glucose levels is nerve damage, known as diabetic neuropathy. Nerves are found throughout your body. They are responsible for everything you feel, from warmth and cold to pain. They also play a vital role in controlling your heart rate, digestive system, bladder control, and sexual function. Small blood vessels provide nerves with nutrients and oxygen required to survive and function. Your nerves are extremely sensitive to any change in their oxygen and nutrient supply. Damage to these small blood vessels occurs when blood, containing high levels of glucose, travels through them on its way to feed your nerves. When the small blood vessels are damaged, a sufficient supply of nutrients and oxygen no longer reaches the nerve, causing the nerve to become damaged and eventually die. The first sign of nerve damage occurs in the feet. It might feel like numbness, tingling, or burning. If left untreated, it can lead to complete loss of feeling and spread to other parts of the body. The area of the body most often affected by nerve damage is the feet. Small injuries such as a blister can be undetected due to loss of feeling. Left untreated, these injuries can become infected and, in severe cases, require amputation.
Every morning I get up, I have to sit on the edge of the bed because I get all these shooting pains down my legs. And I sit there for a few minutes and then have to wait for the pain to go away. That's when I get up in the morning. But at night, that's when the big problem started. Oh, I say about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, it wake me up with all these shooting pains all up and down my leg, down my toes. I have to get up. I try everything. You take pills here, you take pills there, and I try everything. Lanamine, I try Bengay, everything, trying to soothe my legs and everything. Sometimes I soak my feet, think that would do better, but nothing doing better. This has been going on like 2 years, about 2 years. And you get to the point where you try to ignore it, you try to tune it out, but you know it's there. You know it's there. And I changed shoes, I changed inserts, I tried everything, but nothing worked. Not a thing worked. And if you want to get down on your knees or something like that, or you crawl around on the floor, or you do a lot of walking, especially standing up, you still getting these shooting pains. And you notice, you think, sometimes it gets so bad you think like you might have ants on your leg. You feel this little tingling on your legs, like little ant bites, but it's really not. It's just your nerves. I guess it's just your nerves in there. So you get kind of used to it until I come here. And when I came here the first day, I noticed a difference. The first day. And before I come here, I couldn't sleep at night. I wake up. And I noticed when I left here that evening, I said, man, I know something different. And I got home that night, and I slept all night. And I've been able to sleep at night ever since. It's a big difference. And I've been telling everybody. Everybody I know, tell them, when you're going through this for 2 or 3 years, suffering with this pain and this tingling, and now I don't feel all that.
My name is Steve Stanley, and I'm 60 years old. I first started experiencing foot pain 4 or 5 years ago. I'm a tennis coach, and we spend a lot of time on concrete and asphalt surfaces. And after 4 or 5 hours of working on the tennis court, I just felt this incredible amount of pain. It just felt like someone was squeezing my feet, and it just was relentless. I mean, just walking around the house, getting up first thing in the morning, I'd get up, and it would just be incredibly painful. It would be painful at night, just trying to go to sleep. And so it's just this constant pain. Obviously, sought help with my physician. He tested the basics in terms of circulation and the diabetes and those kinds of things, and found it was negative for all of those. Ultimately sent me to a specialist, a foot specialist, who did other tests and determined I had peripheral neuropathy. and the prognosis was not very hopeful. It just said it's basically a genetic disease, and that it's just going to get progressively worse, and eventually you're going to lose the feeling in your extremities, and there's really nothing we can do about it other than to try and offer some medications to manage the pain. Philosophically, I try to avoid medications, and so I kind of passed on that. And then as time passed, it just got worse and worse. The pain is more and more intense, and I just had the sense of walking on just very kind of painful, like hot coals, kind of as a constant thing. So it was an incredibly painful experience, and I put up with that for 3 or 4 years. But it's an incredible improvement, and now I'm still active. After I spend a day on the courts, I'm still willing to go for walks with my wife and enjoy the day. So it's been an incredible achievement. Well, I would say, I was given a very dismal prognosis that it's just hopeless, and and I had accepted that and decided to accommodate it as best I could, and spent a lot of time sitting down because it hurt to walk. I would suggest to someone considering it to give it a try. It's not a very unpleasant experience, and it certainly worked for me. I was given practically no hope of improvement, and here I am feeling my feet again on the tennis court. It's a wonderful thing.
My name is Steve Dennis, and I'm 59 years old. For a few years now, my feet and toes have been a little bit numb, and I figured that was probably because of my diabetes. But a year ago, this past November, I was up at deer camp, and I knew there was something really wrong when I fell down 3 times going back to my blind. And I come home early, and my personal physician put me in the hospital for 4 days, run tests, couldn't find anything, and things started getting worse. I was having trouble walking, I was having pain in my chest, like trouble breathing, and they did find out I had pneumonia, but things went downhill from there. And after seeing a number of doctors, a neurosurgeon and a neurologist, the best they could come up with was that I possibly had Lou Gehrig's disease. So, and there's no cure for that. That was in April, and things kept getting worse and worse. I was on a walker. And then the last part of August, the first part of September of this year, I seen an ad in the paper, and it said, do you suffer from feet and hand pain? Do you feel sharpness and numbness in your feet and your hands? And everything that they were asking in the ad, I had. So I met with him the latter part of August, I think it was, first part of September, and he told me that I did not have Lou Gehrig's disease, and what I had was neuropathy, and it could be treated. And I went for my first treatment about 10 days after that, and things have just been getting better ever since. I use a cane for my balance yet today, but there was one time I was here at the office for a treatment and started to leave, and then remembered that I'd left my cane back in the treatment room. I don't know who invented this system or whatever it's all about. I don't understand it, but I know something is working.